Today is January 29th, 2022. We're coming up on February already, right? Oh, the time of the year where people single get to feel like less than, right? And all of the companies get to make a shit ton of money for Valentine's Day, right? I worked in restaurants for years, so Valentine's Day for me became a whole nother thing. I worked in a restaurant and it was the Mediterranean Grill. That dude was already cramped and he would like cram in more tables. And I can't imagine going out with your significant other on Valentine's Day and sitting that far from another. You know what I mean? And it's funny because people do it. So, yeah, we're coming up on that time of the year, which thankfully now I'm at a spot where I will, if I want something for Valentine's Day, I will buy it for myself and that will be good for me, right? I'm past really that part. Well, I don't know. I have looked for as a well, and that's the thing. I mean, they say when you look that you won't find it. I actually haven't even been. I've been single for 14 years. Haven't even really. Haven't even had a lot of like human contact in that time either. So when we went on lockdown, it was really nothing for me. And again, I know there's a lot of people out there. I read Reddit, I read social media. I know I'm not alone. Unfortunately, my age, I'm 57. There aren't a lot of people my age, um, I think, that are in the position I'm in. Having my son be 21 and going through this at my age, I'm seeing things a lot differently, I think, than I would have had I not had him, right? I see the suffering that he's going through, and so many other young people his age and people my age, the boomers, don't give a shit. They're fine. They were able to buy a house. They could get a job. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, right? Which I did and still struggle, 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 right? Still, it's like I will never be able to retire. I, right now, like I'll be working at McDonald's or, well, I hope not. I mean, I'm an artist. I know there's a lot of artists out there that aren't making a living off that art. I get it. I'm not the only one. I've put in my time though. I'm 57. I would think that I'm hoping that I'm visualizing. I'm visualizing. Anyway, I was thinking this morning, this is kind of funny. When I first started doing this, I'm gonna find one of my first videos because it's really kind of funny. Um, Let me find that. Here we go. I'm going to go here, and I'm not going to play this.
Today is Friday, January.
Stop. But I'm going to go here, and I'm going to see if I can get to my very first one. I guess if I just keep scrolling, right? Before my son helped me and told me, okay, so it looks like September 8th, 20. Excuse me, hold on. So it looks like September 8th, 2020 was. Let me get everything open in my. I'm actually just still figuring stuff out, like getting all my, you know, I'm just figuring it out, which I got good work. Okay, so September 8th, 2020 was the first time I did one of these. Let's see what this is. And it's 9 minutes.
Hi, welcome to my I Am Positive
Ah,
Affirmation video. For me, this has become a really important part of my journey to self-love. I've got about 30 good years left and I want them to be good years. So I
so
am working hard on self-awareness and self-love. And you are welcome to join me on this journey. Regardless of how you're listening to this, whether you be sitting down quietly, doing dishes, cleaning, driving, however you're listening to this, I hope that there's something that you find useful in my
it
words.
sounds
Thanks for
horrible.
joining me, and I am going to begin my I am video. Peace.
So clearly, I was
I
just
begin each day with gratitude, grateful for all that I am, all that is my life. I am peace. I am love. I am happiness. I am living my best life.
okay. So let's see what this next one is.
Hello,
Okay.
and welcome to my I am positive affirmation video. This is an important part of my journey to
I don't even remember doing these. So I was sitting at the.
I am more than capable.
Okay, so in these ones, I'm just
I
sitting
am more than okay.
reading them. But I at one point. So is this what I did here too? Since
Hello, and welcome to my I am positive affirmation video. I hope however you're listening to this, whether it be sitting, standing, riding a bike, doing jumping jacks, however, I hope that you find something useful in my words.
it's
And
funny.
again, welcome, beautiful soul.
So when I first started doing these, what my inspiration was like, I used to listen. I started listening to Louise L. Hay in my 20s. I got sober. What happened was I had talked about that. Well, no, I don't know if I've talked about that. Oh my gosh. What happened was one night I got super drunk and I was in a bad. I was using a lot of meth and drinking a lot, and I was in love with a guy who was abusive. And then I'm gonna play the videos that I've done. I've been playing these this week. These are this week's videos. Anyway, I was dating a guy who was abusive, and I was at. There we go. We'll play this. I was at a bar, and there was a bartender there that I had thought was cute, and he had gotten drunk and slept with me once. But he was also one of those guys who, um, he was like for him, it wasn't every time that most times, a lot of times I woke up and didn't even realize where the fuck I was, and I would be in some stranger's bed, right? But the people that I knew that I slept with, I always was looking for that one that was going to love me, right? And I really like this bartender guy, and it's like his sister was roommates with a friend of mine. I mean, I never felt like I was good enough for anybody, so it didn't really matter, right? I was a mess. But anyway, so I had gone and parked outside of this bartender guy's house to wait for him to get home. And I must have passed out in my truck. I'm not sure. But I woke up and I had to be to work. It's like, I don't know, early the next morning. I was working for this man named Chuck, who that's another person who I dated for a while looking for something. But anyway, and so I woke up and I, first I started heading home. I lived in this town called Dixon, or not Dixon, Winters. I've actually told a part of this story before. But anyway, I started heading home, and I need to write down why I'm talking about this because I'll forget and it'll get silly. Okay, so I started driving home and I was drunk and I had been using meth and blah blah blah, and I hit a telephone pole and I rolled my truck and I fractured my vertebrae, and I got like I have dents in my head from the because I split my head open, right? And I got out of my truck and I remember I felt black, like I felt a color. I remember feeling black, and I tried to push my truck back on four wheels, right? Realized that wasn't going to happen. So it was in a ditch. So I climbed up the ditch and I started walking towards home because I needed to get ready to go to work. And it was like 12 miles from Davis to Winters on this back windy road. There were two ways, and I was on the back way. And there's a row of houses that ended probably, I don't know, after the first 2 miles, and then you have like 10 miles of nothing, right? And so at the very last house, this woman came out to get her morning newspaper and saw me walking, just bleeding. And so she brought me into her house, and I made her call my boss to tell him that I wasn't going to make it to work. And she called an ambulance, and I yeah, they took me to the hospital, and I got stitches. And the bartender called to see if I was okay, which I believe it was just because he lied. I mean, the fact that they knew me at that bar. I went there a lot, right? They knew me by name, and I was climbing the trees in a fucking dress, and they let me get in my car and drive. So, back then it was different than it is now. I guess, I can't blame anybody for my behaviors. It was my behaviors, but I think that was why he called. Of course, me, I was like, oh, he cares about me. No, he didn't. He was worried because he was liable for that. They served you, right? But, and it doesn't matter. Again, I was a meth head. That's neither here nor there. But at that point in time, I started going to AA, and I met this girl. God, what was her name? I can't remember her name, but AA is a whole nother thing that I will talk about. Talk about predators. But anyway, I met this girl, and she introduced me to Louise L. Hay. And so I started listening to Louise L. Hay then, but then at that point I decided if I loved myself enough that I could drink again, right? Because I wouldn't drink myself into oblivion, and I loved myself, so, it was good, right? Well, that wasn't the case, of course. I started drinking again, and blew everything up again, and started using meth again, and just, you know, um, it all just got out of control again. The thing is even with AA, there were so many predators. I mean, even it's just there are predators everywhere, and and so much dysfunction in our world, and so many people are afraid, and so many people are at this place of, just like me right now, I do not know what to do. I do not know where to go. I do not, like, I cannot envision. And it's funny because I stay standing behind a desk, because when I went back to work at the desk job that I just recently had, I stood. I didn't sit the whole time, because like I'm sitting right now, but I don't sit a whole lot, because I need to move. Like, I really need to move. I've got a lot of energy, and I just, I don't sleep well. I have tinnitus, right? I've got CPT, childhood post-traumatic stress disorder. Um, and again, don't feel sorry for myself. I know there are a lot of us out there. Um, these videos are helping me a lot. I feel better. I love myself for the first time probably ever. I can honestly say that I love who I am, but I'm confused as hell. I do not know what to do. I don't know what direction to go. I'm I've got four dogs that count on me. I've got a child that still needs me. Right, well, he'll always need me. I'm his mom, but I mean, it's our hospitals here are over. I mean, it's just insane, right? And it's everywhere. It's not just here. I mean, Russia's freaking playing games, and Biden's fucking sleeping on the job, and then we got Trump who grabs him by the pussy. I mean, where, what the fuck? And then there's a lot of people my age that are just fine. They see no need to change this, right? And I like, and my son yesterday, it's like yesterday morning, he just, and I know part of it is me. Yesterday morning, I had a flashback, and it was severe. They're getting, like, sometimes they come and I can't fucking breathe, right? Because these things that happened to me in my life, that I blamed myself for so many years. I'm finally, well, first off, this flashback, I was a little fucking girl, right? And I've told this story before, and I don't want to trigger anybody, so oh, I need to change this because I'm not editing right now, and I don't want anybody to, um, I just want to put chatting trigger warning because I don't want anybody to get in here and be triggered because I start talking and I just, you know, I mean, I started, it's funny. I remember the first time I did Coke and drank. Well, I remember the first time I drank a beer. We stole it off of the top of my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend's car, right? He had a beer on top of his car, so we stole it, and we were young. But at 12, I remember because like I've talked about this before. My friend, growing up, my mom's best friend's daughter, who I was my best friend, which whatever. Um, we were all so fucked up. I don't even know that any of us knew how to be friends to anybody, but especially I got left alone a lot. I got left in the country a lot. I got left to walk by myself. I got, people would say, "Oh, meet us here," and I would get there and they would have left 10, 15 minutes earlier. That happened to me a lot in my childhood. So it's hard for me now in retrospect to look back and call anybody a friend, right? There were people that I knew that I hung out with and that I lived with and things like that, but I don't think that there was anybody that truly gave a shit about me when I was growing up. Like, honestly, I I would like to think that my mom did, but I don't think my mom ever got outside of her alcoholism enough to give a shit about anybody, right? Including herself. I mean, she just all she did was she crawled into a bottle and never came out. And she's still there. I Every once in a while I'll get a text from her and it's halfway fucking anyway, it doesn't matter. But so, all the older guys, like Nikki had a 24-inch waist and she had nice perky boobs and this nice ass. They called her Nan. She was 12. They called her Nan. Nice ass Nikki, 12, right? So it's really disgusting. Looking back on this, it's really disgusting. But this older guy had this red convertible, and I remember us going out with him and drinking and doing coke. And again, we were 12, right? I think that was probably just before I lost my virginity, which was rape. Again, I was 12, going on 13. There were a lot of predators around, and they preyed. And I was considered this. I think I was probably considered a slut. I think that's the word for it back then, And at one time, I remember saying, I wish I could just. I can't wait till I get older so I can just sleep with anybody and it'll be okay. And I was young when I said that. I was still living at home, so I moved out when I was 15. So I remember saying that walking downtown. But the thing is excuse me. Oh crap. I can remember how I felt when I said that, right? And I wasn't confident or comfortable in that statement. I did not really want to be able to sleep with anybody and have it be okay. I wanted someone to love me, right? That's what I wanted. That's all I was looking for. And every time I thought that this would be the one, right? That would see how truly amazing that I was, right? And it just didn't happen. I mean, I was fucked up. I was a little girl who thought that sex and love were the same thing, and I don't even think I understood. I don't even know, like I don't like I know I love my son. I love my mom, and I honestly think I have to stop right there, right? I want to love my sister, but I don't have a lot of feelings right now. I don't want to feel anything because she abused me a lot, really severely, and made my life a lot worse. Um, she took out her anger at my mother, I think, on me. But I can't. It's like when my father died, I felt really nothing. Like I didn't, because so I don't even know that I have ever. Like, I know, well, there's been some guys, but I don't even know if it was love. Like, right? I don't know if I loved Roland. I think I did because when he wasn't, when he dumped me or whatever, when I caught him cheating on, whatever, he never admitted that he was even sleeping with me, I don't think, because he was ashamed of me for some reason. I don't know. Um, But I know that when I caught him with someone else, it physically hurt me. So I don't know if that was because I loved him or because of something else, right? So I don't know that I've ever had that in my life, and that's okay. But I want it for my child, right? And I am trying to figure out a way to make things better for him. I keep making them worse because I'm so like I am healing. I am healing, but going through this has got to suck for him, right? Because 21 years of his life, he saw me angry and working. That's all he saw. Because I went from being an alcoholic to a workaholic, right? To make things okay for us. And now I'm like, I'm realizing that I'm at the tail end of this fucking journey. And I don't want to be stuck where I've been, right? And I am having a really fucking hard time finding it out. And I think like I went back to this job trusting that that was going to be the thing, right? Like that this time they were going to treat me with respect, and that it there's so much opportunity there because it's a college and I could take classes, right? And maybe I could sculpt and do something in bronze and get my art out. And so I was so excited, and then I got there and they fucking dumped on me immediately, right? Like within the first they dumped on me. Within the first 2 days they gutted my area and pretty much left me to do like they weren't training me to do, like it's just and I've talked about it, and so it doesn't matter because I reacted super 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 bad. So I can't go back to that, right? And I just don't know how to go forward. Like I keep looking for an outside factor to give me what I need to get my artwork out there, and it's not working. So I don't know how to do this on my own. I don't know how to get my voice out. I don't know how to make a difference. I don't know how to make it better for my son, right? Right now he's the only one working. That's got to be real good for him. That's not true. I work. I work a lot. I work even when I'm not working outside of the house. I work all the time. I don't I'm always I'm either making dog treats or I'm cleaning dog poo or I'm doing laundry or I'm cleaning or I'm cooking or I'm doing this or I'm sculpting. I'm not stagnant, and I've been stagnant and I can't go back to that. So like I just don't know where to go from here. I can't go to a restaurant because triggers, right? Because where I worked for a lot of my life, like when I was, I but well, I'm trying to think. The majority, I've worked at a couple restaurants where the bosses have taken advantage of me. One of them got me drunk on multiple occasions and did whatever because I was more pliable. And he was my boss. I dated another one who was stealing from the restaurant, blaming it on me. That was another boss at another restaurant. We were sleeping together too. And then he brought the way that he let me know that we weren't exclusive was by bringing a date in and having me wait on them. And that was a boss. So restaurants are a little, I mean, I get that I need to get over these. The trauma of the guy bringing his date in, whatever, whatever. I got past that. The day he did it, I mean, it hurt, but whatever. It showed me just what a piece of garbage he was. But the guy who would get me drunk and take advantage, that one I blamed on myself for a long, long time. And in retrospect, he was drugging me and raping me, right? And he was my boss, and that was in a restaurant. So that it's like I don't know. I think I was talking about my son yesterday. He had a little bit of a break. He's having a really hard time. He doesn't really have. He's never really had. Apparently, I did not realize this, but this is what he told me. I just I sheltered him. Like as soon as I got sober, I shut us down, right? Um, I tried not to. Like I tried to take him to like Cub Scouts and but I could never because of the fact that I could never like be a part of those things. It was hard for him, I think, to be a part of those things. Like I would go there and sit, but the other moms didn't really talk to me that much and like I never really fit in. I think I was probably one of the only we were probably one of the only families where a father wasn't involved. Um so it was super awkward anyway. But I tried my best to do those things, but it's like I just my fear of being hurt because of it's like even this last time, if I truly admit what happened and the reason that I went sideways at this job is because I was so fucking hurt, right? I thought that they recognized me, right? Because I know who I am, right? And they didn't. They just wanted to use me like fucking everybody, right? And it's just like, fuck. I when they called and asked me to go back to that job, I was so full of hope, right? And I was so grateful. And I thought it's finally come around for me, right? I have done all this work all my life, and here it is. It's finally here. It's finally paying off. It's finally coming around, and somebody's finally recognizing me, right? And then they dumped me into my old position like I had never left, and they fucking left me on my own to fucking flail. And it's like, what? Why? That hurt, right? I'll be back. And I know, I mean, a part of the reason, that's on me for having my expectations too high. But I honestly, I want to believe that I gotta believe in something, right? And my my son doesn't understand that. He thinks that, he's so past the point of believing in anything. And it's like he and I were talking yesterday. I love my son more than anything. Like if it wasn't for him, I don't, you know, um, I probably wouldn't even be alive. In all honesty, I was on a pretty bad path of destruction, and I had to get sober, right? Because I had a child that I committed to, so I had to get sober, and I had to try to make it better. Um, but I had no business being a parent. I should have never had children. My mother should have never had children, right? So I'm messed up, and I'm tired of trying to get people to give a shit, right? And that's the thing. I mean, it's like with this, I was hurt. I was really really hurt, and I still am really really hurt. I wanted that. I wanted that to work, right? And I tried to, but it's okay. It's done, and I can't go back and make it work. And do I want to work at a place that the people that are in charge knew what was happening and chose to not address it in the way that I mean, I'm the one that's gone, right? It's funny because when everything came down, when I yelled at like I went off. My my little person inside of me threw a tantrum because I thought I was being treated really poorly, and I'd said something and said something, and it continued and continued, right? But I still don't think, because I went and talked to someone's out there. Hello. I went and talked to HR right after it happened, and I asked if I still had my job, and they had said to me something about my mental health and continuing to work there, and I was like, well, my mental health would suck if I didn't have a job, and so now I don't, so we're here. But I think, right now with this big resign movement, that I know what I've been going through is not singular to me. I know that there's so many people out there just being treated poorly and being expected to tolerate it, right? And I don't know, like I have it's like my son and I were talking. He said retirement now is working at Walmart, right? Well, how right is that? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I should probably I'm going to read an affirmation or start. I'll probably start, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to get distracted or start thinking of what something, or I don't know, and I'll start talking. But I'm going to, oh, my tinnitus. Here goes my tinnitus, everybody. Something must have driven by. I live on a busy road, and sometimes when it doesn't matter, like I have it always, but something triggered it, and it's really loud right now. So, breathe. Yeah, tinnitus. It started solid about 5 months ago. I woke up this morning and it was pretty loud. So it's okay. Okay. So I think I'm going to record this too. What's the date? Today's the 29th. We're almost through this month. All right. Today is January 29th, 2022. Welcome to Darkness and Light, and this would be the light of the darkness. This is where I'm shining darkness. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I am shining light in the dark corners of my mind. I am trying to live a more positive life. I am trying to overcome traumas. I am not trying. I am. I am healing. This is where I am healing. So welcome. In this moment, I am judging nothing. I am free to just be, to move through this day trusting, no anxiety, no anger, and no fear. I am shedding the parts of me that have found solace in anger and fear as they no longer serve a purpose. I peace. I am calm. I am breathing deeply. I am inhaling the present, and I am exhaling the past. In this moment, I am new. And it's funny, I will say this again. These have made me love myself. These have not healed me. I mean, I am healing, so that is not true. They are healing. I just thought it would be quicker business. I mean, looking at my first video, it was September 8th of 2020, right? Although I guess my biggest issue right now is finding employment, right? So I just need to it's so unfortunate that so much of our lives are tied up in our jobs, right? Like I have always been an artist, right? That is what I do. This is, I am an artist. I draw, I paint, I sculpt, I do this. Um, but in order, I started drinking at 12. Like I remember being drunk, going to my first, like I had a house cleaning business at 12. And I remember being drunk and going to my house cleaning jobs, right? I mean, so I never focused on my art, right? I focused on drinking, finding someone to love me, all those things that dysfunctional kids do, right? From alcoholic dysfunctional families, right? That learned that behavior, right? And then I immediately started waiting tables, and I waited tables for all of my life up until recently. But then, when I went back to college, I went back and I was afraid, and I didn't know for sure what I was doing. So I went back for legal support specialist, which I got a certificate in that, a certificate in computer skills. I got a degree in administrative office management, and I got a bachelor's in communications and public relations, right? I have never used those things. By the time I got them, I was almost 50 for starters. I did get offered an internship, but I was a single parent who owned a home, and the internship was in a town a couple hours away, right? So that there would have been and yeah. But anyway, so I have not used those degrees. I'm $50,000 in debt from it, which okay, whatever. But the thing is, so then I go back, I get a job after that. My first job is they offered me $12 an hour. I was so devastated. I was almost $50,000 in debt, worked 6 years, went to school, two jobs, worked two jobs, raising a child by myself, go back to school, get a bachelor's degree, and my first job out is $12 an hour. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Donald's pays more than that. But anyway, but they were office jobs, right? I never got to do my art. I never got to do my art, right? Be my artist. And so here I am, 57, and I don't know what I can't, for starters, I'm too active. If I had to sit or stand in the same spot for 8 hours a day, I would go insane. I can't do that, right? I mean, I recently tried and I couldn't sit. I was standing on one foot, and thank God I had a sit stand desk, right? But, and I know that there are so many of us going through this. So again, I'm going to go back to reading because I don't know what else to do. That's why I started doing these. I thought that maybe doing these that, I've read these books. I think one was The Secret, if you believe enough that you can create it, right? So I've been believing September. I've been believing all my life, and I have not created it yet. Um, I sell some of my art in where my son works in a pot shop, right? But and I don't know. I mean, maybe anybody can do it. I like this. This, I'm gonna make this bigger because this is made out of soup cans. And then the owl is made out of soda cans. I sculpted him and I made that owl out of soda cans and modeling paste. Whoops. And then trying to do this. And then see there's a little, I made that little moth. See, he's pretty cool. My camera sucks. But anyway, but this is made out of soup cans, right? And modeling paste and my imagination. So for me, I'm like, I know that there's a lot of people that are talented out there, and I get that. And I don't think I'm more special than anybody, but I put in my time, damn it. I'm 57. Why can't I? I'm creative as shit, right? Why? I do not want to be an answering machine. I keep saying what I don't want. Okay, I need to do affirmations. Oh, yeah, I made the beetle too. I don't know if you can see the beetle. Like I said, my camera's not all that great. But anyway, whatever. I'm going to read. Actually, I'll be back in a second. oh, the video's going to stop. So this video I shot a couple, it's been about a week. I'm going to go back to the ocean on Monday night and I do a um, kite dance or hand kite dancing, which I'll bring in a minute, and I'm going to shoot another video. I'm going to shoot me hand kite dancing because what the hell. But I shot this the other day and it's reminding me a lot of my mind right now because memories are coming in and just it's like ebbing and flowing. And I've never allowed myself to really reflect on my past a whole lot. Once I got sober, like I've said, I got sober when my son was 7 and that was my focus. 2 jobs, going to school full time. Well, I started going to school full time 2 years after I got sober, but I worked 2 jobs. Um, I like we were when I finally sobered up, I had the pink slip on my house. Like I was 3 months behind on my rent and they were ready to take my house away. And so I got sober, started working 2 jobs to get and I got it all paid up and we didn't lose our house. But I never had time to focus on myself. Well, didn't have time to focus on myself. So then COVID hit. I decided in Montana that I didn't want to be there anymore, focused on getting us out of there after 25 years. Moved us to Oregon. COVID hit, got laid off, I broke in a bazillion pieces when I moved us to Oregon from Montana. My psyche just went sideways. I started having flashbacks of my childhood, and yeah, and they're coming more frequently. So again, trigger warning, right? But anyway, I'm going to start this over. But it's like this, like I said, how this fills up with water and then it goes out and it fills up. That's how my mind is right now. So I'm trying to get it straight because I got to go out and get a job, which is part of the reason why I'm here just talking about it, getting it out. I never thought I would be one of those people that would share all these deep dark secrets for everybody in the world if they wanted to see, right? Not that everybody in the world is going to watch this, but I for me now it's at the point where I have been quiet all of my life. I have not talked about this stuff. I have not admitted what the things that really happened, what they were. I always blame myself for it, not even talking to my son about it. I've talked to him about a few things and said I voluntarily did this, and he says, yeah, "Mom, you were drunk," and they knew that, right? So, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm babbling. I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna play this though video again. The music is Scott Buckley. This too shall pass. There's three pieces. This too shall pass. Affirmations and solace is his pieces in here. I pretty much exclusively use Scott Buckley's music. For starters, it only costs me $10 a month, which I so appreciate. But second off, it's amazing, right? I find like it's funny because this one affirmations that piece I had started using his music and I contacted him because I wanted him to know how his music was touching me, right? And so I let him know about that and he didn't respond and I didn't ever contact him again because that's just not who I am. I just wanted him to know your music is saving my ass right now. There's a couple things that are saving my ass right now, but his music is one of them. And shortly after that, he came out with another piece called Affirmations. Now, I don't know that that was directed toward me, but my mind says it was, right? That's where because I have like I call it delusions of grandeur. My son says that that's a little bit extreme, but whatever. I have these delusions. Like I believe someday that after all this work and like I paid to have braces on my son's teeth, right, and to get all this stuff done for him when I went back, and I got jobs with benefits, right, but I couldn't afford to do that for both of us, so I did that for him, right. So now me, well, because I was a meth head and I was an alcoholic and I've been bulimia and all that shit that I've dealt with all of my life, right, that I'm finally like putting the brakes on. And well, I quit drinking and stuff 14 years ago, but the other followed me, the other unhealthy, self-harming type habits, right. And so I'm stopping all of that now because I'm understanding, like, I totally understand that, like, now that I have lost more weight and I'm getting healthier, right? And I'm getting like some muscles in my arms and stuff because I'm gonna go surfing. That's my goal. Surf before 60. Boogie board by my next birthday, which is 58. If I have to get out there by myself, I do not give a rat's ass. I will go out there alone. I'll find a way to get out there, even if it's a little tiny board just that I can sit my ass on to start, right? But now that I'm getting thinner, I'm also getting more flashbacks, right? Because, and that's probably where the weight came from, was it was safer. Because I remember now, it's like, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to put this on. Of course, I totally lost my train of thought when I left. I don't know. Now, when I look back on things, like I look back on when I was working as a waitress and I was getting drunk, and the manager was using me because I was pliable, right? He was a freaking predator. And at the time, I mean, for years, even till recently, I blame myself. I thought I was a bad person for that, right? Because he had a wife and he had several children, and um, oh, it's thin. That's what I was talking about. So I had gotten sober, um, and this man, he was a horrible human being, horrible human being. I had gotten sober and I had lost a bunch of weight, and I was exercising and I was doing, 8-minute abs and all of that. And but I was super lonely. I've always been really lonely. Like, I don't think I've ever had anyone I can count on in my life besides my son. And that poor kid right now, he's falling apart. And it doesn't help that I'm losing my mind, but anyway, so I had lost a bunch of weight and I was still working with this man. And he had said, and I was getting trying to get healthy. I probably would have gotten to this point had I stayed sober. I probably would have started recognizing, the things that happened to me when I was a child were actually abuse, right? I mean, how could you be willing when you're a 12-year-old drunk girl, right? It's just, ugh, makes me want to harf right now. But anyway, I had lost a bunch of weight, and I was lonely and stuff. But I was working, and he had said to me, he's like, "You were more fun when you were drinking." And I started drinking again, and then I became pliable, and he was able to take advantage of me again, right? And he was my boss, so I. I'm not sure how to go forward with my work life when I have put up with that kind of garbage for the majority of my life, right? When I was working at the DOC, like my boss treated me great. Kevin Olson never treated me with anything but respect. Actually, the majority of the people there treated me fairly respectful. There were a couple people that were dicks, but they were just dicks. That's just how they were, right? It wasn't personal. It was that I took it personal because that is something that I do. I'm bad about that. I tend to absorb way more than I should. Especially about things that like I literally I tell you I'm delusional. I just think I don't know if it's that I think I'm more noticeable or more important or what it is, but I've always felt like there's I don't know. I feel like it's just a part of my mental illness, right? Thinking that I don't know what it is, but anyway, I've always felt like I have been stifled to the point of like I think had I been given the opportunity, I could have been my artist, right? I could have been this amazing. I mean, I know I am amazing. I got that. I finally fucking got that, right? But I could have been so much more, right? Had my mom should never have had kids. My dad should never have had kids, right? I mean, my mom suffered abuses when she was a child that we suffered when we were children, right? And it just and I stopped it to the point that like my son did not suffer those abuses because I shut it down. I shut everything down. So now he doesn't even know how to be affectionate, right? Because my son and I didn't even like hug until like last year. Like there was really no, and it was because of my fears, right? Which I did not understand. I did not know. I did not realize what all of that was until just recently when I have been able to reflect on all of this stuff, which I do believe that these affirmations and doing these affirmations and loving myself brought me to a point to where I'm confident enough in who I am that I can look at these things now for what they really were versus what I thought they were when I was a drunk little girl being repeatedly abused. The town pump by like 30-year-old men. Uh, it's and again, this is not gender specific. This is not nationality specific. This is power. It's power. It's about how the power is wielded in our world in general. It's all about power. All of that is, you know. And it's so unfortunate that it's like I look at it now and I was talking to my son, right? How do I tell my 21-year-old to hold on, it's going to get better when I'm 57 and this shit's been going on since I was his age? How do I, and in my view, this is not getting better, right? So I decide I'm going to do these affirmations, right? And I'm going to try to make our world better. Our world, right? Which I am. I am. It's just the fucking finding a job. I can't, like, I don't even think I realized how, like, I knew I suffered a lot of abuse in my personal lives, right? And I knew I've had some asshole bosses, but it didn't even really register to me that I had been, like, I knew when the Me Too movement came out, Me Too movement, I was like, oh yeah, I get, but I did not really recognize how much a part of the Me Too movement I was, right? I did not recognize that I had a supervisor. This is what he did to me. I've told this story. I'm just going to tell it again because I'm trying to get this stuff out, right? I need to get it out. I like if I don't get it out, I'm going to die of cancer. And I still like I'm going out into that ocean and I'm going to surf in there before I fucking die, right? So I cannot I can't I can't keep self-harming and I can't like I just need to get this shit out. So going to tell this story again because it's fucking devastating. And the fact that this person did this, right? I don't know. I'll be back again. I might be streaming all day. I said I was going to do that yesterday and I didn't. I got, oh, my son's working. I'll be streaming all day. I'm going to be working on my turtle, so I'll probably. I hate unplugging everything and plugging. I need to move all my setup into my bedroom and all of my artwork and everything and just, I want a one room. Like, I hate doors. I hate doors, right? Gee, I wonder why. This makes me feel less lonely. Even if there's nobody out there and nobody watching, it makes me feel less lonely. And I've just, it's probably not the wisest thing to say where there's predators out there listening to this, and that makes me sound like prey, but I am no longer prey, so I've been prey. Kind of over that. Yeah, I'll be back. I hold it. I'll wait for Brett. If I had 1,000 subscribers, I could just stream from my phone. Then I could stream. So this is turtle. This is the turtle I'm making. The turtle. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna try to do them a little bit more realistic. I know I'm gonna have to play with my dogs today too, so I'm not gonna be able to stream. Like I can stream in between, and I'm gonna record playing with the dogs because what the hell? I've lost like 50 pounds, and like I mean I feel, and it's not just the losing the weight, right? Well, it is because it's your joints and stuff, but because I am gonna go out there and get in that water, I want to get out there and canoe in it too. Like I have a video of, if I can find it. I have a video of a guy. I think it's this one. Okay, we're gonna switch videos. Yeah, see this dude out there? I'm doing that. Before I die, I'm doing that. Right? So I'm trying to, like, I put on weights on my wrists and I do this a lot. And look, I mean, not bad. I'm getting there. Anyway, this is why I'm, right? I mean, come on, dudes. I only got like 30 good years left. I can't spend my whole life working at a desk. I can't do it. I want to do that and this, that, and this. Let's see if I can find the other one. Hold on. Let me get out of that one. It's the last one I did. Did I? I'm hoping it's here. Not seven. I don't know. I got one of some people. They were surfing out there, but I don't. I hope I didn't delete it. I have to delete stuff all the time because I don't have enough room on my computer. And I tried to save it like to a hard drive and because I didn't pay a shit ton of money. I didn't buy the cheapest one, but I didn't buy the most expensive, so it didn't take. But anyway, all right, well, I'm gonna try reading again.
I will until I start thinking of more stuff. I know how that goes. Look it. I want to be that person. I wonder if this is sounding as crappy to you as it is to me, or if it's just my headphones. I don't know. Or my ears, because I have tinnitus in this ear and I can't hear shit. So, could be that too. Huh, imagine that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start reading again. I have to take my dogs out and play anyway, so I'll do a read. Then I'm going to go play with the dogs. Do some artwork. I'm going to try and do these reads as much as I can. It's the only thing that's keeping me freaking halfway sane right now. So, and again, I hope this doesn't sound as bad to the music as it does to me, but doesn't sound very good. Oh well, whatever. It's the best I can do. Okay. See, already, like my first thing in this moment, I am judging nothing. Oh my God, radical acceptance, right? That's accepting everything without judgment. I think, no, I am judging nothing from this moment forward. That's what I need to say. I've been kind of judgy, you know? I don't want to be judgy. Like, I have been too judgy. Although I'm trying to think, I don't know if this is judgy or if it was just a situation. Like, the last and again, I keep talking about the last job, but it was because it was the last job. I mean, I've blown up jobs all my life. I get mad and go, blah, right? Again, didn't realize where my anger was coming from. I was directing it the wrong, like I knew I was angry and yeah, there were things that people did that were shitty, but the like my anger was never appropriate for the situations, right? It was through the freaking roof. And so, I thought that doing these affirmations was going to get rid of that, and it did not. So that's why now I am acknowledging it. So I'm looking back on like this last job, and I think that the anger there came there was a lot of fear with that. Um, because of what had happened the first time, which again, it's just it was so easy for them to just say your mental health is a mess, you need to go, when everybody's was, not just mine, right? I mean, the woman I was working with had 2 kids by a guy that she was fighting for custody, and she was pregnant with another guy who she said was controlling, right? And she tells me this, and I've only been there a couple weeks, and I'm like, do I want to be? And I don't. At the time, I did not. Like I wanted to help. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be there for her and to help her. A part of me did. I think the bigger part of me said, run, 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 run. This is going to trigger everything inside of you. Um, because I've lived that so much, right? I mean, it's like Ryland's dad was abusive to me. We got pregnant. He decided to go out and start partying and left, right? I mean, I told him, if you're going to continue to party, then you need to go. And he did. And he took off with another woman and left me with a 3-month-old baby, right? So, um, and I took care of it. I took care of business. I fixed it. We have a decent home. He's got a car. I've got a car. I mean, we're okay. And I bought all these things, right? I mean, we're okay. And we won't lose it. I mean, I can do what it takes to keep it. It's just, it's the thought of having to go back and do the things that I have done in the past in order to survive are extremely, it's painful for me. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to go back and sit at a desk. I don't want to have to, um, like I am, like, I'm eccentric. I want to dress in like I have a tutu for God's sakes. I have 2 of them, a black one and a multicolored, right? I want to be able to wear my tutus. Like I made a hat. I wouldn't wear this hat because it's, but I mean, I made this hat, right? It fits me actually really well, but there's my hat I made, right? I made the goggles, right? I mean, it's sitting behind a desk it's gonna fucking kill me. It will take the life that I have left.
Okay. In this moment, I am free to just be, to move through my life trusting. I am trusting. I don't know if it's too loud. I don't think so. I am free to just be, to move through my life trusting, no anxiety, no anger, and no fear. I am shedding the pieces of me that have had solace in the anger, as it no longer serves a purpose. I am unafraid. I am fearless. Breathe. In this moment, I am new. I am moving forward in positive I can't even talk right now. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. All right. He wants to go out there with me, right? My poor son. I keep going to the ocean. And I go by myself a lot and I go hiking up in these places. And I'm gonna go out there. Like I'm gonna go. This is where. Okay, so this is. I'm gonna go out there. That I'm gonna do before I die. Like I'm gonna do that. I will find a way. I get a little nervous about because you see these videos of the whale coming up and eating people, but it doesn't matter. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go boogie boarding, and I'm gonna play this and do a read, and then I have to go out and play with my dogs. I'm gonna do Ascension. I like this one. I think this is a good video. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So today, what is today again? I keep saying that. What is the day? It's Saturday. This is where I'm gonna go boogie boarding next on my next birthday when I turn 58. This is even I. Yeah. They don't have to be 8 feet, right? I need to research this a little bit better. I just need to go out there with something until I see people out there and go out with them because I don't know anybody that does this. I've tried to talk to a few people about boogie boarding out there, but usually they kind of blow me off. So I don't know. It's okay. I'm going to do it. Okay. Stop. Okay. All right. Where's the music? Oh, it's not very loud, is it? Hopefully you can hear that. Okay, I'll talk softly. In this moment, I am judging nothing. I am allowing myself to just be, to move through my life trusting, no anxiety, no anger, and no fear. I am a shining light in the darkness, in the corners of my mind. I am the illumination. I am all colors. In this moment, I am new. I am aware that each thought that I am thinking is creating my truth, my future, and my life, and I am living a positive, prosperous, and peaceful existence. I am surrounding myself with serenity. I am peace. I am calm. I am relaxed. Inhale the present. Exhale the past. I am free of darkness. I am free of chaos. I am flourishing. I am consciousness. In each passing moment, I am achieving a deeper peace. This doesn't sound good. I am aware. I am safe. I am balanced. I am thinking productive thoughts. I am creating something better. I am tranquility. I am a multi-layered fluid soul. Each step that I am taking is bringing me nearer my purpose. I am confident confident in my path, and I am confident in who I am. Kind of noisy that morning, aren't they? I am confident in who I am becoming. I am one with nature. We are one. We are all one. We are each connected. I wish more people saw that. I am moving through my life on butterfly wings. I am creating a positive current. From this moment forward, each of my encounters is left with a positive energy. I am truly an amazing soul who has been gifted this amazing life, and I am grateful. I am grateful for all that I am. Oh, my tinnitus. Holy shit. In this moment, I am grateful for everything. Oh, I wonder if Oh, man, my tinnitus is through the roof right now. Holy cow. It's a really loud whistling, and then there's like this little tick, but it's a high pitched tick. I mean, I don't know. Right there. Okay, breathe. It's really weird because I live by a busy road, so sometimes there's like if I'm driving with my car windows down, there are certain noises that certain tires will make that will trigger a really like the other day it felt like my ear was bleeding. Something drove by and I was cleaning up dog poop in my backyard because I have 4 dogs. I know your boy's up. I'm gonna get off the stream. Don't worry, doggio. I have to take my dogs out and play, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna record working on my turtle, and I'm gonna stream again later. Thank you for people that commented. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, yeah, thank you. So I am gonna come back. This feels, I don't know. Again need to get this out, you know. I yeah, gonna go.